The arts play a huge role in keeping the quality of life high for all of us in Laguna Woods Village. In September, the Laguna Woods Theater Guild invited me to document how their club helps villagers thrive more. After spending a couple of hours with this theater group, I was completely impressed with the dedication and commitment that these people have to provide us with quality theater. The actors in this 30-minute play spent over 30 hours rehearsing for the performance. Let's listen to what these amazing actors have to say about their art, the Theater Guild, and living in Laguna Woods Village.
Today we're doing a Theater Guild production of a one-act play called Who Am I This Time? And it's a very sweet play, and we have a fun cast. We've been rehearsing for quite a while, but we will present it to this group tonight, and only goes on for about a half hour.
All right, and are you excited about performing tonight?
Oh yes, I always am. I've been real fortunate to be in a lot of the theater productions here, so I go for whatever part might be available. Small part, bigger part, musicals. It does keep you sharp. It keeps you very, very young. And I think the best part of learning lines is it really helps you confirm that your mind is still good. In some cases, I have had parts where I had to learn a lot of lines. And that was really challenging, but then I felt so terrific after because I was able to do it.
So Ann, you've been in the village for a long time.
Yes.
What makes this village help you thrive?
It's so much fun. There's so many people that are so lovely. The grounds are beautiful, and the location, and we have a new restaurant here, and we love that. And you're just close to everything right here in Laguna Hills. Love it.
And what about the Old Pros and the Theater Guild?
Oh, that is so much fun. I love the Old Pros, and I love the Theater Guild. We're doing a show tonight, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it. It's so much fun.
And you're always working with new people, like some that have just moved here like 3 weeks ago. What's that like?
Yeah, well, these guys are just getting into the clubs. We have 250 clubs here.
Right.
And when they find out they have a theatrical club, as well as the Old Pros, everybody wants to be in them because it's so much fun.
What have you noticed over the years when you get these newbies coming in? How do they just sort of change and grow and thrive once you start performing?
That's the thing. It brings out the goodies in them. They start acting like they used to be. Like some of them have been on Broadway, some of them have been just doing local theater and stuff. But then when they get in here and they get to do things, they do wonderful things. We have some new voices that are fabulous. Singing voices.
Okay.
They're working on musicals right now.
And for people who've never been to an Old Pro performance or a Theater Guild performance, what do you want to tell them to get them out of their manners and come down and see you guys acting?
If they want to see a good show, and boy, they are good, they should come down. It's just fabulous. And what a lovely way to spend the evening. And it doesn't cost you anything, $3 I guess for non-members. But once you're here, you want to be a member. So much fun.
What's it like to be a member of the Theater Guild?
The Theater Guild's a great group of people. It's a lot of fun. They put on a lot of productions, so it keeps us hopping.
And what's your role in the performance tonight?
Tonight, I'm playing in the play Who Am I This Time? I'm playing Harry. Harry is the shy, introverted, socially inept hardware salesman who comes alive when he's involved in a play.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here. Now read what Romeo says.
I can't do that.
Yeah, read what Romeo says. Read it. Out loud.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls. For stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Come.
Alack! There lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here. Come.
What's it like to be in the Theater Guild?
I think it's absolutely wonderful. You get a chance to participate as much or as little as you want to. You get an opportunity to meet a whole new group of friends. One of the lines is that I have in this production is, there isn't a better way to get to know people fast than to be in a play with them. So, and I think that's very true. The people are friendly, they're outgoing, and there's always wonderful entertainment going on. And I find when the entertainers are people you know, you see their growth over time as they explore different ways of acting and being.
Now, your role was integral. You had a lot of lines. What was that like when you were up there all alone narrating the play?
Absolutely electrifying. And when the curtain came down this time, it was the best response we ever had. It was an ovation.
You're not really aware that you're all alone. When you're speaking, you're just kind of in your own zone, I think. You don't necessarily see the people in the audience. You're not necessarily aware. For example, I spoke a lot while the scene was being changed behind me. And you're not necessarily aware of that. You're just in performance mode. What I liked about this role especially is it was a chance to kind of be an MC. And I think that will help me in public speaking in other areas.
And how long have you lived in the village, and how was being a part of the Theater Guild helping you thrive?
Well, I've been here about 5 years, and Theater Guild was about the first club I had any exposure to. I wanted a way to get to know people fast, and that's exactly what it gave me an opportunity to do. And from there I branched out into other interests as well, but it was a great introduction to Laguna Woods. I think it's helped a lot with my self-confidence, probably a lot with my speaking ability, because I find I'm a lazy speaker. And it's just been wonderful.
My name is Ted Moore. I've lived here in Laguna Woods just for about 6 months. I came from Northern California to be near my children who live down here. Now I'm involved in this little show, and so I signed up for the Theater Guild.
And what's that like?
Well, so far, I'm just the only contact I've had is with this show, but so far they're nice people, and it's kind of fun to do.
And what do you expect to actually do here in Laguna Woods Village now that you're here?
As little as possible.
Yeah?
I've had an active life and always been on other people's calendars and timing, and now I make my own.
And what do you think of this place so far?
Very, very nice. I tell you, I do miss one thing. I was in school business for all my career, and I do miss not seeing a lot of young people around, even out playing football in the street or something. But other than that, it's very nice people, and I like where I live. My place is nice, so I can't complain.
Hi, I'm Elaine Lombardi, and I've lived here for 2.5 years. I originally moved here with my mother and my husband. My mother has since passed away. We enjoyed it so much we decided to stay.
And how's it going with the Theater Guild?
I absolutely love it. I play Mary in this particular
Ash
play.
evaporates into thin air. Want to hear something sweet? Something I heard about from a girl who works at the telephone company with Helene.
How long have you lived here?
About a year.
Another newbie. Where'd you come from?
I lived in Los Angeles in Sherman Oaks before here.
Why'd you come down to Laguna Woods?
We had heard about it and we checked it out 2 years in a row, and we just loved what we saw. And as soon as I retired, I moved here a week later.
Wow. And how's life been like since you moved here?
Amazing. Really amazing.
Tell me about it.
Well, I spend my days playing Scrabble, Mahjong, do a lot of dancing, both here and in the community around the village.
What kind of dancing?
Ballroom dancing. That's
Really?
my real passion.
Did you do that before you retired?
Oh, yes. Yeah, but now like really doing it.
So I'm Renee Devereaux. I've lived in the village for 6 years, and I have a very small role as Suzanne in this particular play. I love the stage, and there's just so much time that I can dedicate to it because I am a self-employed senior, so I'm still working. So as much as I love the stage, I can't perform as often as I'd like.
Now, you look fantastic. So, what is it about this place that helps you stay young and vibrant?
Well, I believe that it's a matter of attitude. There's a lot of people who are, participating in life. Not everyone is retired and, just not doing anything. There's a lot of active people, and that's what it's about, staying active and participating in life.
So, what was it like to direct this play?
It was challenging. It was a lot of work. It was a hell of a lot of fun. This was my first foray into directing, and so many things I would do differently next time, including put together my director's book, which has got all the blocking and page by page of the script with blocking and who goes where and does what. My style of directing is a little different than others, coming from an actor who has had so many directors tell him to shut up, that he's not the director, and having so many ideas stifled, and having other directors use my ideas and plays benefit from it, that I'm open to all the suggestions from all of the players to bring in what we call business, to discover their own characters and expand them and suggest changes and little bits that we were adding all the way up until the final week. And they came up with some marvelous stuff which really added their own personalities into the play and made me look so much better. The arts keep us young, keep us interested, drag us out of our shell. We now have more leisure time, well, most of us, than we've ever had in our lives. And leisure time can kill you if you can't fill it. So many people, my second wife's father lived all his life so he could retire and move to Florida to die. So he retired and he moved to Florida and he died. That was his plan. You've got to stay active to stay young, and be that whether you participate or watch. You have to get out of your home little comfort zone and experience things, because when you stop growing, you start stagnating, and when you start stagnating, you start dying. And look at all the people that have, a lot of years hanging on them. Most of them are active people, not necessarily physically active. Mentally active works too, but you have to be able to keep your mind progressing and working. And the arts do that for you, be they theater arts, book reading clubs, all of the different clubhouses that we have with the different crafts and such. The Emeritus Institute is marvelous. You can learn acting and painting and languages and everything. The arts are absolutely critical, and my favorite, obviously, are theater arts, because not only do new people get to come in and discover the opportunity of just how marvelous it is to be on stage, or even just be around theatrical people that are always fun to be around, but then we provide service for the community where they can come in and see a $150 play for $10, and you just don't get that anywhere else.
I think the theater arts here in Laguna Woods Village allows people like myself that love theater, like to act, the ability to go out and do that.
We've got 68% women in the village.
Oh, I didn't know
It's
that.
2 to 1.
Is that all? I was
Yeah.
thinking it was much more than that.
Yeah, 2-1. So, we've got 2 women in front of us, actresses, villagers. How are the arts helping you grow and flourish and overall as a woman?
I don't know if it's specifically as a woman. Perhaps it is. It's great for confidence. It's great for your ability to just get out there and try something you never thought you'd ever find yourself doing. And why not? I mean, hopefully we're past the age of feeling that we're limited. And so now is the time to just explore and try. And if you fail, who cares? And basically, it's so supportive and so encouraging that it's almost impossible to fail anyways.
You've been here a short time as well, right?
Very short. I just moved in January 4th.
And you jumped in.
The day I moved in, I went to the library to get a script for Free Radicals, and I auditioned the next day. I acted in my 20s and 30s. I went to acting school for 4 years. I was in small films and stage, some commercials, and I just retired 1 year ago from a lifetime of high school English teaching, which of course is being on the stage every day anyway. So first I got this small part. Thank you, Jeannie Sanner, for giving me that. And next Bob gave me the part of Helene in, what's our play? Who am I this time? And when I read the script, I was like, I love this play. It's by Kurt Vonnegut, and I really admire his writing. And I was reading it over, and I couldn't find the audition. And so I called Bob up and I said, because I'm new and I don't know where everything is. So I called Bob up. I said, I missed the audition, but he said, come over and read for it. So I read for it, and I wrote on the little piece of paper, I'll take any part. And that night we had a play reading of the entire script. And as I was reading Helene's part, I realized that I want to be Helene. I don't want to just play any part. I understand this woman, and I want to portray her because this play tells us something very important about life. Life and art are not two different things. They're the same thing. And I wanted to tell everybody about the play because it's so heartwarming and uplifting. And I just thought, what if for different performances we have one of these buses that goes around the village dedicated to picking people up from their homes to bring them to the performance instead of them staying alone with their TV.
Good idea.
Because it's absolutely essential to interact with people. And, you know, when I was acting in San Francisco and auditioning, it was a very competitive situation, and nobody had your back. Everybody was ready to take you down. And since I came into this theater community, I've got nothing but help.
Everyone seems to think that I'm an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm really an introvert. I'm a old-time hide-in-my-cave programmer engineer, and most of the time I spend in my cave at home just reading or writing or doing individual things. And it's only when I get involved with one of the theater groups that I drag myself out and audition and take on a character and really come alive for a period typically of 2 months. And I'm there. I've got a whole new group of friends, some old friends, some new friends. And it's actually two groups of friends because you've got the actors and you've got the characters, and by the time the play goes on, they're a complete ensemble. You've got them all together, and you grow to love them all. And they're your support group, they're your friends, and then along comes the end of the play, and it's just like in our play, you know, Who Am I This Time? The play ends, and what can you do to keep the drama going, you know? And that's why I fell in love with this play in the 70s, and I've always wanted to be in it. And failing that, I decided I was going to put it on so other people could be in it, because I thought people needed to see it. I think it's an important play about how theater helps people open up and become the best they can be. And I know a lot of the people that come to Laguna Woods Village have lost someone or something or lose them while they're here. And the theater is a great way to discover new horizons, new people, both real and imaginary, and to put yourself where you can be in a world that is whatever you want it to be.
I think the point you raised, Bob, is so good about it being the play we were in being about the theater itself and about personal growth, because in my experience, like you, I'm also a bit of on the introvert side, and it really helped me with my confidence and speaking ability. And now I'm a president of a club, so I hold monthly meetings, and I get up there and I hold the microphone, and away we go. It's a tremendous opportunity. And if you're not comfortable, there's always backstage, which is a whole other learning experience.
I forgot to mention that, and we're planning on it. There's so many things that you can do with a theater group that don't mean standing up in front of an audience. You can help with the costuming, with the props, with the set design, with the set maintenance, with helping people change. You know, we had some quick changes with ticket sales and setup and ushers, and there's just so many things to publicity. Oh God, yes. So many things to do in a theater group where you're involved with everyone. And the actors and the directors are all your brothers and sisters, and you're part of the group as much as the star of each performance. So it's just an exciting family to be part of.
You know, we have the millennials on their phones. We have the older generation watching TV. And, you know, we have 2-year-olds that can operate smartphones. All of those things are wonderful, but the human touch, the connection between people, love is what will keep us thriving. And the reason I wanted to play Helene is because she was a shy girl based on her background. She never had a boyfriend. She was alone and lonely. And I think so many of us are lonely. Even if we're in a relationship, we can be lonely. And what I've found out is from being here and actually working with Jeannie Sanner, studying the Course in Miracles, she's taught us that there are 2 choices, fear or love. And I decided that my character, Helene, would choose love instead of fear. And so the scene where she is crying is the preparation for opening herself to love. I used to watch movies over and over, and I'd pretend I was married to the male star. And wherever we moved, the screen stars were always there.
Well, thank you, Miss Shaw. You go downstairs now and wait with the others.
All right. And thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll let you know.
I was terrible, wasn't I?
What?
Terrible.
No, we don't think any such thing. You were...
Yes. I'm a walking icebox. And I know it.
No, now nobody could look at you and say
Oh,
that.
yes. When they look at me, That's what they do say.
Oh dear, would you like some coffee? We could go over to the
No, I don't. Thank you. And I don't want to be the way I am. But I can't help it. Living the way I've lived, I've only had experiences and dreams of movie stars. And when I meet somebody nice in real life, I feel like I'm trapped in a bottle and I can't get out.
I got a lot of feedback afterwards, and some people think that acting is about ego, but it's not. It's just letting the human spirit shine through you. And, you know, many men came up to me afterwards and said, "You made me cry." And to me, performance, whether it be movie, TV, live stage, what I want is to feel an emotion, a catharsis. That's what the Greeks thought theater was for. And it's just absolutely important to us.
Do you know what it is?
And the reason that I can portray a character is because my acting teacher, Jean Shelton, taught us how to listen. And that is an important skill in life. And I think I'm a good listener. And what my acting teacher would do, she was very tough but very loving. We would study for acting class with our scene partner and prepare and learn our lines and do script analysis. And what that means is that you have to take every sentence, every word, understand what it means. And we learned the method. The method, Marlon Brando, you know, all the greats, if you ask me, know how to do the method. And what that means is you take experiences from your life and you find where you can use those experiences in the different parts of your role. And so that's what I do. First I do the script analysis, and then I put the parts of me into the role, and then I remember what my acting teacher told me. If we walked on stage and, you know, maybe we were thinking, oh, I got this scene, you know, I've done my homework, I know my lines, I've practiced this. We'd walk out on stage, we'd say 2 sentences, and she'd go, I don't believe you. And what she meant was, you know, you might have done all that preparation,
The way I've lived.
but when you're acting, you have to be in the moment. And what she meant was, go back off stage,
And when I meet someone nice,
come back, and bring it.
Feel like I'm
And well done, I say.
Yeah.
I loved the transition as you came in from reading the script all the way through being Helene, and the transitions you went through as you picked up and learned the part and felt the part and became the part were very significant. They were heartwarming. It was great watching you go through the process.
It is so gratifying as a filmmaker and a villager to interact with such an amazing group of people. We are so lucky to be able to have our spirits lifted by the talented artists in our community.